People once believed that when someone dies, a crow carries their soul to the land of the dead. But sometimes, just sometimes, the crow could bring that soul back to put the wrong things right.
You're all going to die.
Is that gasoline I smell?
Victims, aren't we all?
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Movie Watchalong. This is, in fact, the 30th anniversary celebration of Brandon Lee's The Crow, one of the better comic movies that came out during the dark period of the 1990s. I am your host, Ryan of And I Quote Channel, and I am not alone in journeying back into the 1990s with Brandon Lee's The Crow. Please welcome one of our special guests. He has been on this show many times over, and he's a good friend to all who allow him to take time out of his non-busy schedule to be with us. And he's also watching WrestleMania in the background. So talk about good old-fashioned multitasking during a live show on national TV. Tim, welcome back, man. How you doing?
Pretty good. It's a big, if you're a wrestling fan, a big WrestleMania weekend. Night one. God, I miss the days when it was just one freaking day. But yeah, it's a big weekend, but yeah, it's on in the background. It's just going to be muted because with these, I do pay attention to the movies, and I am interested to get into this as a first-time viewer for this one. So it always gives me doing these watch-alongs with you, Ryan, and with whoever you have for that movie. If it's a first-time watching, I can actually mark one of those off the list. Like, I finally get the time to actually sit down and watch it.
Fantastic. We thank you for being with us here, Tim. And also joining us is someone who is certainly a fan of many different kinds of movies, characters, and properties. Please welcome the incredible and very well cosplayed Aubrey's back. Hello, Aubrey. How are you?
Hello. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. We thank you for being with us. Now, before we start what is known as our feature presentation, I'm going to give you, who may be watching or listening to this right now, the opportunity to get to know our panelists just a little bit better. Don't forget to like and share this with everyone you know. And if you're watching this live or on a replay, we thank you for being with us. If you want to watch the movie along with us, you're more than welcome to on a physical media or what is known as a streaming service. We're going to start the movie momentarily. But before we get to that, Tim, have you had any experience with this movie, or this is your first day watching The Crow?
Well, you can tell Ryan doesn't pay attention to the intros when they give them from people. No, this is the first time watching it. So this will be a dry run experience with it to see how I enjoy it. I've heard of this movie. I knew it came out. I just never got around time to really watching it. So now it's like a first time I can actually sit down and watch this fully, see what it's about, see how the story is, because that's what always gets me. If you got a good story, I'm in it, hook, line, and sinker.
And yes, I do pay attention to the intros, but I still ask the question of our panelists.
I know.
Because it's my job. But outside of that, Aubrey, what was your experience like watching The Crow 30 some odd years ago, or did you watch it after the fact?
Yes, I wasn't old enough when The Crow came out for my parents to allow me to watch it, technically. But once I was able to find a way to see it without their permission, I was still pretty much older than most, and I still fell in love immediately with the angst and the darkness and the redemption, of course, at the end, because I'm a fan of Edgar Allan Poe, and it just reminiscent in my mind, at least.
Oh, I gotcha. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. For me, I didn't see The Crow until many, many years later. As a matter of fact, I didn't even see this movie for the first time until a couple of to a few years ago, I should say, and I watched it and I thought, wow, because I heard the movie was talked about over time, and a lot of people have talked about it, how it was influential for other comic book properties to be adapted to the big screen and all this stuff. And then I heard about the behind the scenes stories about what happened tragically during the filming of this movie. Brandon Lee wasn't around to enjoy the spoils when the movie came out. So, but he is immortalized forever in The Crow, which we'll get to a little bit more so in a moment. But after watching it a few years ago, I thought, oh, this is actually a really good movie. And here's the thing. I like revenge stories. I just do. Anytime something goes south and you want to get revenge on something or someone, revenge is a dish best served cold. So I like that genre of film. I like that storyline, and it works. So in The Crow, it really worked well for me, at least first time I saw it. So we'll see how it goes with this. Now, if you want to join us, we're going to be starting it at about the 3-second mark as the Miramax Films logo is starting to appear in the city skyline. So feel free to queue up your copy to that point around the 3-second mark, and we are going to begin our feature presentation and enjoy and celebrate, I should say, the 30th anniversary of The Crow. Now, if you have any fun facts, any questions, any comments about it, let us know in the chat. Let us know in the comments. We're more than happy to hear from you. We'll bring those up on screen, read them out loud as best we can. But without any further ado, Brandon Lee's The Crow starts in 3, 2, and 1. Hit play. Here we go. So you got the Miramax logo coming up here. Good old Miramax. They put out some good films.
Oh, yeah. Good films, properties, TV properties, everything.
Mm-hmm. October 30th, Devil's Night.
Devil's Night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The night before Halloween, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But they call it Devil's Night. What the hey? And look, the city's on fire. What else is new?
What is this, Demolition Man?
Yeah. It could. Well, yeah. Demolition Man. Yeah, I remember that one too. Goodness gracious.
Good Lord.
I know. There's a lot of things burning in this city. Have you noticed that?
This is like The Purge.
Like The Purge. You know, I still have not seen any of those movies.
Ooh.
I know. I got to get on I got to get on the horse here and watch the Purge franchise.
Mm-hmm. Worth watching.
Oh, look who it is. Speaking of, let's see here. Ernie Hudson is in this, aka Winston Zeddemore of Ghostbusters. How about that?
I know.
How about that, Aubrey? He had a heck of a career in the 80s and the 90s, didn't he?
He did. It's great that we were just talking about him this morning in his other spooky rendezvous with film.
Mm-hmm.
The 80s when you can smoke in movies and it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Ooh, true. Very true.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Ernie Hudson was a smoker in this, as his character was in this movie. He was.
Oh no, he was a smoker in general.
Oh, he is? Okay.
Yeah.
The actor.
I was not aware of that.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the picture of Ernie Hudson recently?
No.
He's like all jacked. He's got like a 6-pack. He's got these big muscular arms. I mean, my gosh, the guy's 78 years old and he's jacked.
Good for him. Keeps you young.
I mean, he really doesn't look any different besides the gray. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Right, yeah, with the yeah. Oh, by the way, Jamie Hill's here. She says hello. Hello, Jamie. Good to see
Jamie.
you. Hope everything's well.
Okay, so watching them wheel them out on that old type of gurney.
Oh, stretcher, yeah.
Yeah, stretcher. Sorry, thank you. Yeah.
Oh, that's
a lot of fun.
I don't know. It just takes me back to the old New York cop shows back then.
What's the character's name? Shelley Webster. That's it. She's the one being wheeled out in the stretcher. Is Shelley Webster?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, it's a young girl, Sarah. But yeah, Ernie Hudson posted a picture of him. Someone took a picture of him before the premiere of Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, and he's 78 and he's jacked. And I'm thinking, dang, well done, Ernie. Well done.
Right. Good for you, sir.
Yep, still kicking it. By the way, The View with Drew says, "Hey everyone, what's up?" The View with Drew, good to see you, good sir. Hope everything's well in your neck of the woods. And then they say, "Excellent news. My channel, The View with Drew, is at 880 subscribers. Not too far off
Woohoo,
from
way to
900."
go.
Wow, well done. Well done. Congrats, View with Drew. And by the way, I like your YouTube PTR here. Your avatar is, or not avatar, but your profile picture is the silhouette of Logan from the hit film Logan.
Nice.
2017. Yeah, that movie turned 5 a few years ago. A few years from now, Logan's going to turn 10.
Oh, wow.
I know. Don't worry, Aubrey. We'll be back celebrating the greatness that is Logan with Hugh Jackman. That's true. Little Sarah's not very happy right now. She's very upset.
Well, yeah.
Very upset. She's
Given the circumstances.
I guess in some ways you can call her a street kid, you know? She's just used to skateboarding, being on the street.
100% a street kid.
Yep. Oh, look, 1 year later. Now we fast forward 1 year later.
I like the kid's voice in this. I really do.
Mm-hmm. As the narrator, she does a good job with that too. Families, friends, feelings. But now I know that sometimes, if love proves real, two people who are meant to be together, nothing can keep them apart.
Yes, yes. The era of torn fishnets. I feel that.
Absolutely. And Jamie Hill agrees with us. She loves Hugh Jackman, the actor. Who doesn't? Who doesn't?
Mm-hmm.
Guy's been in the business for a long time. Look how many great performances he's churned out over the years. You know, I think he's the longest running, what is it, the one actor who's played the character the longest in comic book movie history as Logan?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, no one else has played a character for that long, right?
Don't think
Ryan,
so.
I hope it's okay to snack during the movie.
We're in the virtual movie theater, of course.
Amazing. Okay, good.
It's absolutely...
I was like, next time I need popcorn.
No, as long as we don't see the guy with the flashlight going, "Hey, did you pay for that?"
Oh my gosh, I remember they used to come in with those flashlights in the 90s for sure. Does anyone remember that? Going into the movie theater, then you have people walking around with little torches or flashlights saying, "Hey, what are you doing here?"
Luckily, in the 2000s, they stopped because we used to sneak stuff in all the time. Like,
don't people
Jolly
still do that
Ranchers.
though?
Oh yeah.
Yes, we do.
Does anyone still sneak in Milk Duds or Junior Mints? I mean,
oh hell yeah.
That's, pockets are a thing.
Pockets. They're called pockets. They're called pockets, ladies and gentlemen. Look them up. By the way, there's a question here that I don't know if we're. Let me see. What's the favorite so and so? Okay, all right. I was wondering what specifically you were talking about there. The View with Drew. They say,
dogs.
"Who's your favorite actor cast as a superhero?" Mine is Hugh Jackman as the character of Wolverine. Well, obviously that's like one of the most perfect casting choices in the history of Hollywood.
Oh.
So.
Oh.
That's a good question, though. Who's your favorite actor cast as a superhero? Well, okay, I have
my favorite Batman of all time.
I mean, well, there's a million Batmans, though. There's so many Batmans.
Is there really other Batmans?
Yes.
Or is there only one?
I am Batman. No, well, we're not going to pull a Highlander on you and say there could be only one. Which, by the way, that's a great fantasy adventure movie if no one's ever seen Highlander. Gosh, favorite actor cast as a superhero. Just because
series as well is pretty good.
Just because I saw this movie a handful of times in the theater because I love it so much, I'm going to go with Henry Cavill as Superman.
Whoa, really?
Yeah. Even though he didn't get his true trilogy like he should have because he was just shoehorned into other people's movies, I still think that Man of Steel with him as Kal-El / Superman is still a brilliant performance. So I'm going to give it to either. Here's two. I'm going to give it to Henry Cavill. That's one, because Superman's my number one favorite character anyway. And two, Wesley Snipes as Blade.
Oh yeah.
I think him as Blade was spot on.
This moment when he is digging himself out of the grave.
Yes.
Supposedly for part of it, not this part when he's cleaner, but for a minute ago, he actually was crawling in the dirt.
Oh. You mean Brandon Lee was for the role? Okay, gotcha. It's like, geez, that's crazy. But
fire it up, like that's a huge thing. When I was growing up, the whole fire it up moment. You always knew the boys who were going to be trouble if they were going outside and saying that. They thought it was a joke, but you knew they were
Oh, they were being serious.
Mhm.
Well, we'll just leave it at that. What about you, Tim? Who's your favorite actor cast as a superhero in a film role? Do you have anybody?
I mean, Wesley Snipes' Blade, I think, really nailed it as that
Mhm.
perfect performance.
Back in
So I would
'98,
put
yeah.
him up there.
Mhm.
Probably recently, I'd say Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark. I think he
Mhm.
nailed that
Mhm.
perfectly for the persona of Tony.
Mhm.
And as his story progresses at
Mhm.
coming to terms
Mhm.
with him or with himself and everything,
Mhm.
I really think he was a good fit. And Steve Rogers, Chris Evans as Captain America. I thought that was a good fit because I remember the old, I think it was 80 or 70 movie we got of Captain America, which was not good. You're not missing anything if you don't watch it, people. A lot of those movies, if you don't watch them back in the day, you're not missing much.
So
Mhm.
with him
Um,
sitting right there, I'm sorry to cut you off. The
Mhm.
oh
explosion
yeah,
just
you're good.
happened, right? And the
Mhm.
cop needs to take off. Sarah's right there. He just saw them drive behind him,
Yeah, bad people out on the street tonight. Oh, wait, let's
right?
burn this building down that's only 5 blocks away.
Right?
Yeah,
He just saw him drive behind, and it never clued him in that maybe they were.
okay, but to be fair, for every TV cop or movie cop that has ever been played, very rarely do they ever get that right for, oh, we should jump start on this. Like, oh, bad things are happening.
Mm.
Most of them, it's just like, huh. And then you hear the explosion. Like,
And then,
yeah,
yeah,
and it's like,
one
oh,
thing
shit, I got to get to
happens.
work.
Yeah, one thing happens in the next thing. I'm not really sure, but you mentioned RDJ. You mentioned Wesley Snipes. What about you, Aubrey? Any actors stand out to you as being cast as superhero that were really good? After you're done eating your popcorn for the 50th time,
No, this is a burger from
It-
yesterday.
which is
Um,
fantastic. Sorry, I
but
made the wrong observation.
I
My bad.
would love popcorn at this point.
Mhm.
Honestly, I am drawing a horrible blank. I can't believe that I can't. I see his face.
Mhm.
He's my favorite Batman.
Christian Bale,
No,
Robert Pattinson,
Val
no,
Kilmer?
Val Kilmer.
no.
Is it Michael Keaton? Oh, Michael Keaton. Okay. Well, hey, that movie turns 35 later this year. Tim Burton's Batman. It's a
That
masterpiece.
is actually my favorite. And I don't know why Michael Keaton. You know what it is? Because
He's
I was
great.
thinking of Beetlejuice.
Y-
So and the darkness. Speaking of Beetlejuice and dark movies,
Mhm.
the same people who like Beetlejuice like The Crow. Like
Mhm.
I have to say, 90% of the people I talk to that like one like the other.
Mhm.
Um, minus the comical, obviously. This movie is missing
Right.
the
Mhm.
comic twist.
Levity. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. We're at a point in the movie. I don't know if you want to explain to the audience, Ryan.
No,
This is
sure.
very
Yeah.
heavy
No,
for
it's
me as a woman to see this scene.
no,
Even
no, no.
now.
I understand. But what was it? You were thinking of Michael Keaton as Batman a moment ago. So we got that one cleared up. Tim, where are we at in the movie as far as the Crow goes?
Time, we're at 12 minutes and 11 seconds.
So if you want to queue up your copy on a physical media or streaming service, you may be watching or listening to this right now, feel free to do so. Watch the movie along with us. Share your fun facts, your questions, or anything like that in the comments, in the chat. We'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to like and share this with everyone you know. And if you're watching this live or on a replay, we thank you. Excuse me for being with us. The View with Drew is dialing in on all these conversations we've been having about the Crow and other things. They say Hugh Jackman owns the role of Wolverine, in their opinion. My top two favorite actors of all time are actually Hugh Jackman at number one and RDJ as my number two. Wow. Okay. Wow. Hugh Jackman and RDJ. Well, they do have great
Speaking of
performances.
wow, Bruce Lee's son showing his prowess physically in holding on top of that window
Yeah,
and then
he's
flying
jacked.
back in there.
He's jacked. Yeah. Brandon Lee was excited to play this role, so he took it very seriously. And why shouldn't he?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, he was very good, like his father, for martial arts.
Yeah. What was I saying before? For sure. And then The View with Drew says Henry Cavill is my favorite Superman. Yes! You and I can agree with something, The View with Drew. I dig it, man. Let's see. Sorry, I got a little overexcited there. The View with Drew says, "What's a superhero casting choice you find overrated, but not bad necessarily?" I think Mark Ruffalo as Hulk. Wow, these are intriguing questions. Oh, casting choice you find overrated, but not necessarily.
That's got to be one hell of a fart, I'll tell you that. I mean, you swallow the bullet, you know.
Yes, I know.
Oh, I was going to say.
Yeah, we're
You know, that blasting cap's going to mess with your stomach
And
acid.
thinking of this scene,
You could just say
how these
gastrointestinal issues.
Yeah, these actors pointing the guns at each other and then really meaning it. You could tell the passion the actor. They really are looking like a street gang in this scene.
Oh yeah,
Fire
you
it
get the
up.
dystopian feel.
And then the old hooker,
which actually turns out to be something a little bit later on.
Yes.
I digress.
Ryan, didn't in another watch along, didn't we have an old hooker that?
What movie were we?
I
don't even know what movie you're
I
talking
know
about.
it was me and you. I can't remember which one.
Which one was it?
Really attached to seeing the mask. You know.
Yeah.
The drama
and him hiding behind the mask in a joking way with her, and knowing she's gone.
Yeah.
And then, honestly, this moment, if anyone's ever had feelings for anyone, I'm a romantic, unfortunately, hopelessly. And watching them replay the kind of boring everyday moments that just we take for granted, that he can no longer take for granted. Just watching her read from across the room, burning food. You know, the local girl coming in and looking at a magazine with his future bride.
Ring bride, yeah.
You know,
magazine.
And then, you know, shaving cream mishaps and old photographs. And that moment, if you really pump up the volume on this movie in the dark and you've had a heartbreak for whatever reason, you don't have a heart if this doesn't make you like go, oh, okay, I need to stop watching this for a minute because I'm getting a little choked up. Because the amount of anger and sorrow when he punches that mirror and starts painting his face, whew, still to this day, like, we were robbed of a great actor, I feel.
Yeah. Very tragic about what happened to Brandon Lee while filming the movie.
The amount of passion he had in this, he was trying to channel sorrow.
For sure. Yeah, definitely. Boy, but Mark, let me see. Superhero casting choice you find overrated, but not so. That's a really hard question, View Drew. I don't think Tim, Aubrey, and I can answer that one. That's a really hard question. We'd have to think on that for a few hours, honestly.
What, the best one?
No, he's asking, what's a superhero casting choice that you find overrated but not bad? He said Mark Ruffalo is the Incredible Hulk.
Overrated but not bad.
Yeah, that's a rough one. Let's see. The View with Drew says, hold on a second. I want to bring this up for Drew here. Mark Ruffalo is good as the Hulk, but the MCU lately has done his Hulk dirty, especially within the She-Hulk television series.
Well, it hurts too because they don't own the full rights. Universal.
Yeah, Universal does, which is a huge problem. Huge problem. Which is why we never
Spider-Man with Sony.
Which is why we're never going to get Incredible Hulk Part 2. So, which bugs me to no end because I love the Incredible Hulk with it. Even though it was with Edward Norton at the time, I still really enjoy that movie. And I think Edward Norton did a really good job. And then The View with Drew says, hot take for the panel, I actually prefer Ed Norton as Hulk.
Yeah, I think honestly that was a better movie than Eric Bana's Hulk.
Oh, yeah.
By far.
Oh, for sure. Well, hot take, I actually prefer Ed Norton as Hulk. Okay. I liked him as Hulk. I wish we would have gotten 2 sequels to that, but we never did. Sadly.
Yeah, I don't think at that time they could have afforded him.
No.
Because I think around that time is when Disney was doing the purchasing
of the what was it, the studio?
Yeah, Marvel Studios.
It bums me out we never got Incredible Hulk 2.
I love, like, there's no honor among thieves in that moment.
Oh yeah, they don't care about each other. No.
Like he's just taking him for whatever money he can get. He's selling a dead man's belongings for.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they're cussing each other out.
Yeah, Gideon. We're talking about Gideon and Tintin in that scene. Whoa, look who's on the rooftops. Got himself a new set of clothes.
Ooh.
Eric
and then,
Draven.
Of course, the sexy music that's happening.
Eric Draven is jumping off rooftops. Remind you of anyone? It's Batman.
I know, right? Oh my
Batman
God.
jumps off rooftop.
Yes, we were robbed of an excellent Batman. You know what? I agree with you. I that might not be what you're suggesting, but he would have been an amazing Batman.
You know, I wonder what Brandon Lee
Or
would have
Joker.
done with Batman Forever instead of Val Kilmer.
Ooh, right?
Even though I like Batman Forever with Val Kilmer, and I've met Val Kilmer twice, by the way, nice gentleman, despite his health issues with the throat cancer situation. But yeah, you bring up a valid point. Brandon Lee as Batman. That would have been an interesting casting choice.
You can tell a lot of the parkour scenes kept up being 30 years old, except for like one during that whole sequence. You could tell it was a back screen drop,
right?
But the rest of it was just so seamless with the set, and it kind of gives true to his athletics at that time too, for how he was.
And see that moment. This was the only thing that him testing his ability to stay alive before he attacked
Tintin.
Just in case he might die. Just in case he might die before he starts trying to kill people.
Yeah, what are you all painted up for, man?
I mean, he had a little bit of a test with cutting his hands on the mirror, but he probably should have had a bigger moment to test that beforehand, but
yeah.
But at the same time, this movie wastes no time in cutting to the chase.
Oh no.
Ha ha ha. Yep.
Like, you know, pretty much from the get, you know what movie you're getting. You know,
yes.
with the characters, what happens tragically to the two characters in the opening here.
Yeah.
And then you see the crow on top of the gravestone bringing him back from the dead. It's like, oh, so this is where this thing is going.
Yeah, they're not going to let you walk away without knowing that there is some kind of death involved in this movie.
Or debts to be paid. You know. Now he's having flashbacks. I want you to tell me a story. A man and a woman in a loft a year ago.
That's kind of another villain we kind of got robbed of that could have had some good later performances with Heath Ledger as the Joker.
Oh my gosh, man, what a tragedy that was.
Yeah.
Huge tragedy.
Yeah, both of them, honestly, yeah.
Yeah, both. Huge tragedies. Big time. We were robbed of two of the youngest and brightest stars in Hollywood at that time, for sure. Oh my goodness. I would have loved to have seen what Heath Ledger would have done in a sequel as Joker.
Oh, yeah.
Totally. How chaotic would it be if he teamed up with Bane? How crazy would that would have been? You know, I mean, he is the Crow in this movie with Brandon Lee. What if Brandon Lee turned out to be the Scarecrow in Batman Begins?
Oh, that would
I think
be
you see what I'm saying? Like, he would have made just as good a villain.
I wish they would do that. That connection I would love, honestly. I wouldn't hate that at all.
Yeah, I don't know, because I kind of thought who they got for the Scarecrow kind of worked for that as being being the
creepy,
the doctor.
Yeah, a psychiatrist.
Better for that. Yeah.
Or
how they went with that role.
Cillian Murphy. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was great, by the way. Look at Cillian Murphy. Look at the career he's had in the last 20 years. It's insane. Goes from playing Scarecrow in 2005, and then 15, 20 years later, he's playing Oppenheimer and winning Oscars. Just goes to show you, folks.
Do we know if this is a real band?
I don't know. Is it? I'm not sure. I honestly have no idea.
I feel like they are a Euro, what people would call a Euro trash band, which not in a bad way, Euro trash, but like,
I don't know,
in a fashionable way.
What's the word we're looking for here? I couldn't tell you.
If anybody is watching and knows if the band that is in the movie, The Crow, is a real band, let us know.
That's a very good question. And just to give you the person, I should say, who may be watching or listening to this, this is the 30th anniversary celebration of Brandon Lee's The Crow. We are watching the movie. You can watch the movie along with us if you want to queue it up on physical media or what is known as a streaming service. Tim, where are we at in the movie?
We are at 23 minutes and 7 seconds.
So if you want to queue up your copy to that point, watch the movie along with us. You're more than welcome to share your memories, your questions, your fun facts in the comments in the chat. More than happy to hear from you if you're watching this live or what is known as a replay. We thank you for being with us, and don't forget to like and share this with everyone you know.
I was gonna say that band kind of reminds me a lot of, because I watched a lot of Buffy. It reminds me of one of the bands that would play in the Bronze almost every fucking episode.
Oh yeah, the Bronze. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
They had a Euro trash taste, I guess.
You know what they say. I couldn't tell you. Let's see. Yep, we heard that from View with Drew earlier. View with Drew says the She-Hulk television series made the Incredible Hulk look like the Dark Knight. Wow. Okay.
Okay, now this actor,
He's not wrong.
That's interesting. I did not. Well, listen. Full disclosure, I have not watched She-Hulk because of all the negative press that it got after it came out. So
it's not good. You're saving yourself.
Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of people have said, you're really not missing much."
They even take down Daredevil's character in that one.
Yeah, they
made
like
him, Daredevil.
They kind of made him
over the moment you know you're gonna die. That's a very amazing line in this movie,
where he says, "I think we broke her." Are you talking about that line? Or are you talking about something else?
Yeah, no, the one right before that. Where?
Okay, sorry.
He was talking about the line from his dad.
Oh yeah. By the way, great character actor right there, Michael Wincott.
Amazing character actor.
Guy's been doing it for decades. I mean, it just the year before this movie came out, he was Captain Rochefort in The Three Musketeers for Disney.
Yeah.
With Kiefer Sutherland, his good friend.
Oh my god, such a good movie.
You like Three Musketeers?
Oh yes, that's why I was so sad I missed the watch along for it.
But hey, you can always go back and watch the replay.
I know, and I can also go and watch the movie again. I need that.
You should.
I need to own that again.
Yeah.
I had a VHS once upon a time.
VHS.
Okay, now this moment where this young lady is going into the bar babies. You know, I live in Tennessee. Bar babies are a thing, but the bars are not like this kind of like dive bar skeevy thing.
Right. And that's Sarah's mom, by the way, who's making out with Fun Boy. That's another good character actor, Michael Massey, who plays Fun Boy. Yeah.
Yes.
He's been in a number of movies. I mean, No, I don't think he was in Three Musketeers, but he's definitely been in some other stuff. I know one of his more recent appearances, well, not recent because it was over 10 years ago, but he was a guest star on an episode of Law & Order Los Angeles as a convicted serial killer. Because Michael Massey has that evil, devilish look on his face.
Yeah, so. He has the ability to look a little dicey, you know. Like, is this guy trustworthy?
Yeah, I believe it's, oh gosh, what was it called? What was the name of the episode I'm thinking of Law & Order at Los Angeles? Oh, it's called Echo Park. So if you go back and watch, I believe it only lasted one season. Law & Order Los Angeles lasted one season. But if you go back and watch season 1, episode 2, it's pretty good. And Michael Massey's in it for I would say 3 to 5 minutes. It's not a whole lot of screen time. But with the limited amount of screen time he has, he chews it up. So feel free to look that up on a streaming service. I believe it's streaming. Well, it used to be free on Freevee. It's not there anymore. I don't know if they renewed the license or it went back to Peacock, but it's out there on a streaming service somewhere, Aubrey, if you want to watch some Michael Massey-ness. So
there's the line from Poe we just heard.
Yeah.
Someone rapping at my chamber door.
I heard a tapping as a stranger gently rapping at my chamber door. He's so good. Brandon Lee is so good with opening lines and monologues. He's so good. Mr. Gideon.
And the creepy laugh. That was a good laugh.
You're not paying attention. This is, once again, character actor John Polito as Gideon.
Very good. Another good, yes.
Yeah, he's been in dozens and dozens of movies over the course of his career. He was in, granted, this was a childhood movie of mine, and I know it's not really well liked nowadays because of the content issues, but he does play an FBI agent in Bushwhacked with Daniel Stern. Anybody remember that from the 90s? Nobody?
Oh, I'm sorry. I think I was so into the movie.
Oh, it's called Bushwhacked with Daniel Stern. John Polito plays an FBI agent in that.
I think I heard of it, but I don't remember it.
No, it's out there somewhere on a streaming service. If you won't watch it, it's only 90 minutes long. It's a short movie.
When cops refer to people as street demons,
yes,
you know you're in a grungy, dark movie. from the 90s. Street Demons.
Mm-hmm.
Bring that back.
Yeah. Ernie Hudson. I believe they call that blood, detective. You write it up. I believe you write it up as graffiti. Don't you know this game? What game? Okay, the rings. I'll tell you about the rings. They're in the middle box. It's under the shelf. Most people know this, but this was a huge inspiration for Steve Borden to change his look and his appearance in WCW when he's known as the wrestler Sting.
Yeah.
Yes.
In 1996, he donned the Crow outfit and the Crow face paint because of the Crow. And not only because of the Crow, because his close friend, the late great Razor Ramon, also known as Scott Hall, had a private conversation with Sting one day and said, "Hey, Stinger, you should change your look and your appearance so you can update with the times. And I think you should look at this movie. It's called The Crow. It's really good." And he did. And then Sting became Crow Sting. And in late 96, early 97? Isn't that wild?
90, late 95, I think.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that he got inspiration because of the Crow.
Oh, no, yeah.
When the movie first came out, yeah.
And if you followed
It's
Sting
so tiny. The ring is just so fragile.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a tiny gold filigree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sting would later in TNA steal Heath Ledger's Joker performance. Too.
Yep, he became Joker Sting at that point.
Not for the betterment like what Crow Sting worked for, but
now this is so poetic. The fact that he's going to shoot these at him, the rings are is just in a very dark way.
Mm-hmm. Jolly pirate nicknames. Each one of these is a life you help destroy. He's not going to kill the guy, though. Wow, he's straight up serious. Tell him that death is coming.
Yep.
Death is coming. Tell them Eric Draven sends his regards.
Oh,
he picked up a guitar on the way out.
Oh, boy. Here it goes. Oh.
Is that gasoline I smell? Oh, boy. All it takes is one shot now, doesn't it? Whew. Another building that's on fire in the middle of a city. Yay.
Give her a soda.
You-
So, yeah.
I
We're
know.
at that point again in the movie
Mhm.
where a young lady is in a bar,
Dive bar.
not being served an alcoholic drink, though.
No, it's root beer, as the bartender likes to point out. You know, your mom, technically, she's off tonight. Yeah, way off. Yeah, your mom is way off base there. I agree with you. Oh, look, Ernie Hudson just showed up again.
Oh, I love that line.
Don't move, Snow White.
And I say I'm dead, and
And
I
I
move.
move. No, one more step. Then shoot, if you will, Officer Albrecht. What are you, nuts? Walking into a gun? What are you, high? You don't remember me. What are you talking about?
Yep.
Shelley.
Calling him too freaking weird.
There's a familiar name, Shelley Webster. Shelley Webster. That comes up again. Have a seat. We're going to wait for backup. It's getting too weird for me. Oh, it gets better. Do you know someone named T-Bird? He had a friend who shouldn't play with knives. Like the coat?
I love that line.
Which one?
They're all dead. They just don't know it yet.
Oh, yeah. That's deep stuff right there. Mm-hmm. They're all dead. They just don't know it yet. Yeah. Crazy, isn't it? Oh, look. He disappears like Batman. See? Just disappears. Blink of an eye.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, isn't it? Oh, great. Just great. Guy shows up looking like a mime from. Oh, jeez. Officer Albrecht has some good lines in this film.
Yeah. Okay. So, does anybody know what "Walking in the Wind"? What is that in reference to?
Is that another? No, it's not. Is it another Edgar Allan Poe thing? No. I'm wrong, am I? Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know. I'm confused.
I want to look it up now.
Oh, great.
Okay, so this, the burning eyeballs.
Ugh. Gross, by the way. Gross.
If that's your incense, but that plate is full of something that is quite illegal.
Oh, yes. That I noticed on the table area there.
Oh, the baking soda?
Yeah, wait a minute. Hold on a second. That's baking soda?
Yeah, it's illegal to have that much on your plate and eat it. You'll die.
Yeah, that's a lot of baking soda, isn't it? That's crazy. What do you need that much Arm & Hammer baking soda for? That makes no sense to me at all, by the way. Just pointing that out. Goodness gracious. Got trouble when my crew got himself killed.
Oh,
yeah, and who might that be? Tintin. Somebody stuck
there
his
goes the
blade
baking soda up his nose.
in all his major organs in alphabetical order. I believe we should have a moment of silence. Poor old Tintin. More baking soda, please, on aisle 3. I'm just saying. Just throwing that out there. Why Gideon's place burned down. Is that a natural catastrophe?
It was a good Southern accent if that actor's not Southern.
Or an act of God or something.
Call it man need to know.
Oh, goodness gracious. Look at the crow flying over the city, keeping an eye on things. So to speak, by the way.
Hmm.
Oh, look, Sarah's back. Walking around, going skateboarding in the street, skateboarding in the street. Oh, look, there's a taxi cab. Whoa.
It sounds like a niece or nephew of mine in the future. I could have made it.
I could have made it. Couldn't have stopped. What are you supposed to be, a clown or something? Sometimes. It's more like surfing and skating. I wish the rain would stop just once. That's a good line too, by the way. It can't rain all the time. It can't rain all the time, folks. Remember that. It can't rain all the time. Oh, look, more police reports. For those of you just joining us, this is the Crow's 30th anniversary celebration watch-along here on Anti-Quote Channel. Don't forget to like and share this with everyone you know. If you're watching this live or what is known as a replay, we appreciate you being here. And Aubrey's taking a commercial break by coughing into her microphone, but that's all right. We love her just as much as anyone else. If you want to... Just kidding, Aubrey. We love you. If you want to watch the movie along with us... Exactly. If you want to watch the movie with us on physical media or streaming service, you're more than welcome to do so and share your favorite thoughts, maybe some of those fun facts, or even questions in the comments, I should say. Feel free to do so at any point in time. Tim, where are we at in the movie?
We're at 37:22.
Thank you, sir. It's 37 minutes, 22 seconds. If you want to queue up your copy to that point within the film, please do so and watch along with us. And for those of you who are joining us live in the chat, or if you're watching this on the replay, we thank you so much for being with us. Aubrey, have you fully recovered over there? Are you fine?
I was laughing and trying to drink water at the same time. Not a good idea.
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure you're okay there on aisle 3.
As I'm watching the crow fly
over the city, yes.
Over to its next victim.
Isn't that the point? Oh, we got some rock and roll music being played in the back. By the way, good soundtrack for this movie. I don't know if anyone's noticed that. I may not be into this particular genre of rock music, but I still respect it, and it works very well for The Crow. Just throwing it out there. Look at this. Watching.
Someone told me that these sequences in the movie were moved around because of his death.
Right. Yep. Due to the unfortunate incident that we have been kind of beating around the bush. We haven't really given the full details, but yes, during the filming of The Crow, there was an accident on set. Someone loaded one of the on-screen weapons with the improper tools and ammunition. So instead of being a blank or a fake bullet, it actually turned out to accidentally be real. And Brandon Lee was tragically hit by one of those bullets, and unfortunately he passed away due to that. So they had to film scenes around his death because there were a few scenes that they didn't get a chance to film with Brandon Lee towards the end of this shoot. So they had to get a secondary actor or a stunt performer, whatever it was, to perform some of these scenes. So, but very tragic, very sad. Once again, rest in peace to the late great Brandon Lee. But he is forever immortalized in this movie because his performance is fantastic, no matter what scene he is in. So, that's pretty close range there, by the way, with the weapon that he's holding. Michael Massey says, "You are seriously messed up, man. Did you look in the mirror? You need professional help." Ooh, he gets hit in the hand. That's not good. Ooh, jeez. Oh, by the way, Yassi's here. She says, "I love this movie and I love the soundtrack." Well, guess what? So do we, Yassi. So do we. We know Aubrey's a big fan of this movie and its soundtrack.
Oh my goodness, yes.
It's true.
It's like the equivalent of a Desert Eagle right to your hand.
Yeah.
Is that where we're going with? Thank you. I was wondering what model that was.
That.
Well, it's not a Desert Eagle, but it's
not quite.
Somewhat resembles one.
Well, I was going to say the more of the Force, but
never mind.
That close range when you're holding it right up to your hand.
Yeah, never mind. You're right. I misunderstood that last.
I was going to say I think he has. I want to say it's a 6-shooter revolver.
Yeah. I can't remember. Yeah, you're probably right.
One boy is more upset with the fact that his sheets are stained than the fact that he just got killed. Was very interesting line there at the end.
You stained my sheets. Anyway, by the way, Yassi says, "I am not looking forward to this new The Crow remake later this year." I don't think anyone cares, really. I'm not looking forward to it. I saw the trailer and it doesn't look very good. Has anyone else seen the trailer for the new one?
I have not seen the trailer. I specifically didn't want to see it before this.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm one of those purists that each thing can be its own thing if it needs to be. So if it ends up being bad, I can just think of it as a separate entity. As with the Ghostbusters and the real Ghostbusters, like this morning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which series do you prefer, the real or the extreme?
I think they're two different things, like apples and oranges. They can be compared because they're fruit, but they're not the same thing.
Wow, way to be Miss Diplomat. Be diplomatic there. Nice work. But yes, Nasi says she's not looking forward to the remake. Yeah, I'm not. I don't care about the remake either.
God. I mean, we're coming up on Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
That is coming up in May.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the things he says. Mother is the name of God on the lips of children. It's a beautiful idea in that moment. One of the last lines that this young man does before he dies. It's
good point.
For all of you out there, addiction is not the answer. And I know this is not what this is about. No. But as someone who has walked through that door, you can walk through and keep going and be better on the other side. Mm-hmm. Just like this mother in this wonderful older movie, in my opinion, wonderful cult classic in other people's minds. But that mother decided to, in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Crown Royal. That's a classic right there. That classic bottle in his hand.
Oh,
maybe shameless plug. We don't know.
Well, Lord knows that in any movie you're going to get what is known as product placement. So, which this movie is no exception to the product placement thing. So just throwing that out there. There's not, but to be honest with you, there's not that much product placement in this movie. There really isn't. So, well done, Hollywood. Not much product placement in one of your movies, which came out in 1994, by the way. So, just throwing that out there. Yeah, she's out there. She just ran out.
Oh yeah.
She's gone. She ran out. And I didn't.
I think.
Yeah.
I think this part and that last part in the shower, he
Mhm.
wasn't alive for anymore with Fun Boy.
Yeah. Very, very sad. I know this is the different movie, different property, and different. Well, the same decade, just different release date, I should say. Is that what I'm thinking of? Yeah. Let's see here. Well, wow, Fun Boy just got hit with like 5 needles. What was I going to say? One character said it in one movie that came out 2 years after this one came out in 1994. This one came out in 96. The other one I'm thinking of came out in 96. All you need is love. John Lennon, smart man, shot in the back. Very sad.
Ooh. Yeah, understatement, but yeah, good line too.
Mm-hmm.
And a cop in his boxer shorts.
And he's still wearing his hat.
Do they make boxers like that anymore for gentlemen? Stripes like that?
Still do.
Mm-hmm.
They still do.
Yeah.
With patterns like that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why the hell he's still wearing his police cap, but
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, by the way, in this scene.
With the neck covering for the rain.
You still have your hat on. He's
Right?
like,
It's
oh, wait a minute.
like
Let me.
your glasses on your head and you have no idea where they are. It's just there, you know.
I gotta sit down.
A beer.
Coors Light, I believe.
Blech.
Are you some kind of ghost? Bam. Want a beer? He just takes the cable. He's like, here's one.
I love the honesty. I don't know what I am, man. I'm here.
I want to know what happened to us. Took a 6-story swan dive out of a window. That's what happened to you. She.
Oh, those were twist off beers too.
Oh, twist off. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
She died at the hospital. Hey, you asked, man. Come on, read the file. Body finally just gave it up. I saw. I couldn't do Jack 4, man. Oh, he just absorbed all of his memories. That's what happened.
Up until that moment, he didn't know how she died.
You stayed with her the whole time. Yeah, well, you got to understand something. I was hoping she'd come out of it, you know? Give me something I can work with. Yeah. Very serious stuff. Oh, people in the building after signing a petition. Oh, is that your wife? Yeah, well, not anymore. We're getting a divorce. Jeez. This movie's full of bad news. True statements being said here.
These things will kill you.
Yeah. You shouldn't smoke these. They'll kill you. Ironic coming from not to mention the fact that you're talking to a dead guy. Now, what do you think? You think I'm qualified? I don't know, Aubrey. You think I'm qualified? What are you gonna do? You gonna disappear on me again? Thought I'd use your front door. Yeah. I wonder if we're going to hear any. I don't think we will because it's a continuation. It's not a remake or a reboot. But I wouldn't be surprised if we hear at least one or two classic lines from the original film in Beetlejuice Part 2 later this year. From Keaton.
Yeah.
Probably.
From Keaton, not from what is it? Winona could say one. You know, Winona's in it, right? Winona Ryder's in it. Catherine O'Hara's coming back, so they could mention something about it.
It's basically the next generation they're moving on with, I think, what I got from the trailer.
Kind of, but I wonder how they're going to write out Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin. That's my question.
Yeah.
How are you going to write out two of the main leads of the movie?
No, you have a point.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of that one.
Gina,
too late for.
Yeah, but well, not really, because career-wise, Gina Davis could easily come back. But with the situations going on behind closed doors with Alec Baldwin, I got to understand how he couldn't come back.
Yeah.
No, I get what you're saying, Ryan. I just mean in general, waiting this long, it was just like your window was already closed.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But I'm curious to see how Tim Burton's going to write him out. To be honest, just the teaser trailer was nice, though. Although I thought the teaser trailer would be a little bit longer than it was. The boss man is interrogating Gideon here.
It was quite a sword collection.
Isn't that the same sword he had in Three Musketeers the year before?
I think so. It's a rapier.
You know what, Aubrey? It might be the same sword.
Yeah.
Or at least close to one. Close to one. Yeah.
It's basically that same model.
Okay.
It's a rapier. It's the same model.
Yeah, but his in the movie wasn't gold. It was silver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that the hand plate is always.
That's what I meant.
You can have them gold. You can have them silver. You should see some of the royal swords the royals have never used but have had made up. They're decadent, extravagant, and probably has never been used outside of ceremony period, which is sad.
No. Oof. I believe he stuck that knife, or not. God, why was I about to say knife? Took the sword and he stuck it in his throat. And then he takes a giant gun and just puts 2 bullets in his chest. I believe it was 2. Nice. Great. Then he choked to death on his own blood. I'll have the janitor come on up. Whew. Need a cleaning crew for this one, folks. Oh, we're back at the loft. With the cat. Rare. Sirens wailing. Oh, look who just showed up. Oh, it's Sarah.
The fact that this woman has a beautiful collection of records and a record player shows that before her addiction, she was, not just a lover of music, but, an appreciator of artists.
And I couldn't see the last word on the album cover, but it's actually Hangman's Joke was the name of Eric Draven's band. I knew it said Hangman's with a J as the secondary word, but I didn't know what the rest of the word was until Sarah brings out the album cover. Can't rain all the time. See, it just happened. She just heard it. Can't rain all the time. Because it can't. It can't rain. One part falls, it all falls.
Into a voodoo doll.
Oh, boy.
Oh, they're trying so hard to not be leaked out.
They keep dropping the magic words on each other. Fire it up. Fire it up. Get out of here. No fun, boy. Probably still messing around with Darla. Smokes and road beers. Okay, I'm on it. Well, that guy is just. I don't know. It's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Just throwing it out there. Oh, look, the crow showed up on the top of the car. I need some smokes and some road beers. He's grabbing more than that, man. He's grabbing giant bags full of potato chips. Who are you supposed to be, man? I'm your passenger. Drive. Yep, telling him to drive. Telling him to drive. We're going to keep driving this movie watch-along forward of The Crow 30th anniversary starring the late, great Brandon Lee. If you're just joining us, we're watching the movie. You can watch the movie along with us. You're more than welcome to do so. If you want to queue up your copy on what is known as a physical media or streaming service, you can do so. Share your favorite memories, fun facts, questions in the comments. Don't forget to like and share this with everyone you know. And if you're watching this live or on the replay, we thank you for being with us. Tim, where are we at in the film?
We are at 54:59.
Oh, I am behind. I got to catch up.
All good. Little behind the scenes trivia for you. Sometimes the panelists and I are about 3 to 5 seconds off each other's runtime, so it's okay.
I got caught up. There we go.
Yay!
18.
Way to go. Aubrey, 10 points for Gryffindor.
Like, I back up sometimes when I hear that the time is backwards, and then somehow I'm further ahead. I don't know.
No.
Okay, the old cars they use in this movie.
Yes.
If you like cars,
Yeah.
there are some retro cars in here that they used, and I appreciate some of them. One of them I know specifically is actual old cop car.
Oh wow.
So they probably just bought it at an auction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can buy them off of there.
Yeah. How much do they go for though?
Depends on your
really depends on the
option.
model.
Depends on the condition.
True.
And if how much they take off of that, because sometimes they don't take everything off. Sometimes they leave the lights, and you can kind of get a deal because you got to do all that yourself because you can't have the cop car lights.
Mm-hmm.
I had a buddy buy an old Crown Vic that he turned into. It looks like something out of like The Walking Dead.
Oh, jeez.
That he brings to like car shows and everything. Does stuff with. So
wow. Oh man, I hate this. This ain't good. This man's out of his mind. Both cars are going like 100 miles an hour here. Woof. He got knocked out of his car, didn't he? Going to the end of the line here, because the next line is the water.
Is that an old Pinto? No, that's not an old Pinto. It looks like a...
No. What is it? Could be something else.
I can't see because that fucking door panel was in the way.
Gee, I wonder what car this is. Or what kind of car, I should say. That's the more specific question.
Ooh. So is that a flashbang, do you think?
I'm gonna say either it's a flashbang or he's fucking with him and it's a smoke grenade. I mean, it could be either, but it wouldn't surprise me because there's been so many movies where they fuck with him with a smoke grenade, and they think, "Oh shit, I'm gonna die."
And it's just for a panic effect.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, what are those called? I know what it is now. It's kind of like a phosphorus firing that he used with the explosions to set them
Yeah.
off. I just can't think of what the hell they're called.
Ooh, that line. Mother of the Year. Whew. Where are we at right now, Tim?
We are I am at 59-57, folks. So if you'd like to join us for our 30th anniversary here on, and I quote, Watchalongs of The Crow, you can sync up around that time that I just said. Join us with it as we discuss this, since our host is currently preoccupied with production notes, let's say.
How do you like your eggs, Tim?
I'm more of a sunny side up type of person, but I won't turn away scrambled eggs.
Oh, okay. All right. That
Yeah.
kid likes sunny side up. I am not a huge fan.
Really?
Sunny side up. I like
was
hard
always
fries.
Yeah, it was always one of those. I liked it that way, just for the dipping with the toast and bacon, because I was always like a bacon and egg type person.
Bacon and eggs. Bacon and eggs, sunny side up. I want a biscuit and a sandwich. For me, I don't know. For me, back in the day, every day I would wake up and have a giant bowl of cereal. That was my breakfast. And then sometimes I would look on the back of the cereal box, if you know what I'm saying. Maybe play a crossword. Maybe do a maze puzzle. You know what I'm saying? I would do those things. But outside of that, it was cereal for childhood. And then when I grew up and realized, hey, there's more to life than just one piece of food, I realized, hey, I like these magical things over here called waffles dipped in syrup. Those are good stuff. I like pancakes too. And I also like hash browns, specifically the Mickey D's McDonald's hash browns.
Now, when you were a kid, were you like most of us that the first time you opened the box, you dug for the surprise inside?
I actually waited until I finished the box to get the toy.
Okay, I did dig for it almost. I knew I was going to get in trouble.
What was a toy that you really enjoyed getting out of the cereal box?
Decoder rings.
Decoder rings. Okay.
Good Lord,
that's a good question. Tim, what about you?
I don't remember any decoder rings. Most of them were like cars. The turtle spoon in the cereal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you had to save up like, what was it, like 5 or 10 UPS codes from the box to get the bowl. I did that. I got the bowl that would change color when you poured the milk on it.
Oh yeah, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, I remember that because that was the first time I got that. That's when my appendix went. I was like, son of a. But I enjoyed it for years after, but
okay.
I saved up. I went through so many. I was like, Mom, can we get this box again? She's like, how many times? And it was like, and I finally showed her after the 6th time. She's like, really? I was like, I'm 4 away. She's like, there are 3 for, at that time, this was back in the 90s, it was like 3 for $5. Just get 3 boxes of them. I was like, well, I need 4. She's like, fine, then we're done.
I remember
quick question.
Yeah.
As adults now watching this movie, As kids, I had no idea why he would be burning pictures. Your opinion, my opinion now as an adult is, less things for people to trash, and mistreat if there's nothing there to, mistreat. But what would your opinion be of you had to come back as a ghost? What would you get rid of if you needed to get rid of stuff, and why?
Phew, that's a good question.
Are we deleting our browser history? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, since we live in the digital age, I guess, yeah, we delete our browser history and delete all our pictures. I don't know. I have no flipping clue, to be honest. I have probably my browser history, some of my photos. Well, actually, that's not. I did delete. Yeah, we would delete our photos. What else would we do? Can't remember. But yeah, those things stand out. But that's a bizarro question, but it's valid.
That cat looks too freaking healthy, good, and clean for a post-apocalyptic looking world.
Especially when it's been by itself with no food and water for over a year.
Yeah,
over a year. So
you're right. Somebody in the costume department dropped the ball on the grungy or lack of grungy cat.
Grungy cat.
Well, I mean, you could have done it like maybe as a dog, because some mutts you could get away with that, but just like looking at it now.
Mm-hmm.
But this is also too looking at it as like what Aubrey said, as an adult. Like, I'm sure if I saw this as a kid, I wouldn't give two shits on that. I would just say that cat's mean, because it has proven it's been a little bastard. But
the language in this movie, I forget sometimes.
I'm surprised too, like how much we got away with in movies in the 90s.
Yeah, I remember this being on TV, but there were some serious curse words and stuff.
Obviously, on TV, on network television, they have to edit certain things out.
But I mean, still, just like as a movie, this how much we got away with then compared to now.
He looked different. He was all painted up white, like something. I seen him. T-Bird. He sent me into some road beers, right? By the way, just out of curiosity, I know that's not really relevant to this movie, but Aubrey, how's your movie snacks going over there, or movie dinners?
I made some homemade cucumbers. So I'm going with the healthy route because no popcorn. I've been 10 years without a microwave, and as someone who's seen as a weirdo for that, I am healthier for it and have kept my weight down because of it. So it does help.
Oh, okay.
I mean, not necessarily. Every time I went to my grandparents, anytime she cooked something, it was stove. It was stove or oven cooked.
Mm-hmm. Stove or oven cooked. Huh.
Or if Pap had the grill out.
Oh, yeah. I used to eat grilled hot dogs a lot when I was a kid. Or
now,
just.
Did you like them charred, or was it just like a little bit of?
No, it was a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, at the hot dog stand again. If you're watching this movie and you're hungry at all, it's gonna make it worse. They eat like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
In this movie.
Yeah.
Which, if you think about that as a foodie, as someone who loves food, good music, good food. We got romance, action. Some very, very dark humor, if you're going to think about humor at all. But it's a well-rounded movie. It really is.
I do like this food cart set up in the middle of this. This is just... I've never really seen a setup like this.
You don't see them anymore, really, either.
Well, I mean, just for like food carts. It's not like this. Yeah.
And this young actress here, Rochelle Davis, I mean, obviously she's all grown up now. She's touring the country, going to Comic-Cons and other events. So anytime we see her, I haven't met her yet, but once I see her, I'm going to say, hey, we celebrated, the movie The Crow recently, and would you please sign my Crow Blu-ray, please?
Oh my gosh. If you hear of her showing up somewhere, let me know. I would love to meet her.
Well, she is. She announces her tour dates of Comic Cons on her Instagram page.
Oh, okay.
So you can follow her at Rochelle Davis or actress or actor Rochelle Davis. It's one of the two. I think it's at Rochelle Davis on Instagram.
Nice.
Where she announces her Comic Con appearances. She was actually at Ocean City Comic Con, I believe it was last year or the year before, and I really, really wanted to go, but the schedules unfortunately didn't line up at that time. And
so much.
Yeah.
So many legal things on that table.
True. Yes. But I was so bummed I couldn't meet her because otherwise I would have had her sign my Crow Blu-ray because I've already had the writer of the property itself, The Crow, James O'Barr, sign it. So would have been nice to add her name to the list. I'd probably have her sign it with Rochelle Davis, aka Sarah. It can't rain all the time. I'd probably have her sign it that way. Oh, look, we're having a fun conference here. Oh, look, there's a lot of guns on the table. I wonder why they're getting so amped up. And a telephone. There's a telephone there. Did you notice that?
We got some Yakuza in the house.
Boys, seems our friend T-Bird.
I am a fan of anime, so...
Yes. Seems our friend T-Bird won't be joining us. You want to sit down? Devil's Night is upon us again. Got a slight case of death. Thought we'd throw a little party, start a bunch of fires, make a little profit. I like the pretty lights. A lot of these scenes Chris Nolan borrowed to use, were inspired by to use in The Dark Knight. Anyone seeing the similarities here between The Dark Knight and The Crow?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I can tell that a little mix of for our villain here gives me the Interview with a Vampire vibes.
I still haven't seen that, by the way.
Pretty good.
Interview with the original with Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, and who's the other one? Kirsten Dunst is in that.
The funny thing is if we're thinking about social politics, what this guy is complaining about is that the horror of this holiday that was supposed to strike fear into people has become so accepted by society. They have greeting cards for it. It's no longer striking fear into anybody. People are just celebrating and having fun and having parties at it.
Oh, The Crow's not far behind on this. Devil's Night greeting cards. Isn't that precious? It's too bad you can easily tell who's wearing and not wearing wigs in this movie.
It was a little bit rough.
Yeah, because you can easily tell that Wincott's wearing a wig.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. Because when you see him in, what is it? The Three Musketeers, that's his actual hair. But in this, you can clearly... for me, anyway, it's clear. I mean, granted, now that I'm older and I understand how the movie-making process works.
Yeah. They didn't comb it in very well. The coloring is definitely obvious. That's why it's good it's so dark.
Yeah, but it's obviously...
Yeah, you can see the shortness of it right there, like where they didn't comb it in definitely.
It's a wig that he's wearing. So. Gentlemen. Oh, this kind of reminds me of the Joker walking in The Dark Knight.
Right.
You're him, huh? The Avenger, the killer of killers. Nice outfit. Not sure about the face, though. I just want him. Well, you can't have him. Well... I see you've made your decision. Now let's see you enforce it. That's a lot of weaponry firing at this guy.
It's a lot of smashed bottles, too.
Yes, smashed bottles as well during the course of these proceedings. That guy was crazy. Oh, look, he disappeared. Where'd he go?
How many casualties of war do we have in here? It's interesting to see.
I didn't get a whoa, someone just got shot in the head. Hello. Didn't get a full head count, but I'm thinking there's like what, a dozen, 15,
No
20
pun.
guys in there? Or is there more? Did anyone get a head count?
Okay, that last guy looked like he was wearing pajama pants. I'm pretty sure I saw white pajama pants with red hearts and black diamonds on them, but I could be wrong. I kind of want to back it up now. That was very interesting.
At least the women were able to escape with their lives.
After watching this for so many times, there's so many things more that I'm catching up on that, the little nuances in the background that you kind of just forget to look at.
Mm-hmm. Oof. So many bullets are being put in the lights.
You're 100% right.
Okay, here we go. Okay, now everybody's running and screaming.
Because the lights got burned out. The lights were shot out.
Oh no, this is a dead body got thrown into the mix.
Oh look, he's got the katana now.
Definitely gonna make you run and scream.
He's got the katana sword now. Man, he is taking these guys apart. You're all going to die. He told him everyone was going to die tonight.
Well, at least he's using the katana right.
I know, right? Whoa, that guy fell out of a building, out of a chair. He was in a chair.
Oh, he was using it, so he decided to throw it away.
This definitely has a higher death count than RoboCop.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, way higher than RoboCop. And that was a solid movie for the 80s, too. But my gosh, there's so many dead bodies flying around in this movie, more so than there ever was in RoboCop.
Dancing away from the cops. That's that the way he did a little shuffle though, just I don't know. Reminded me of Charlie Chaplin just a little.
Oh, Charlie Chaplin, another legendary entertainer in their own right. Guess it's not a good day to be a bad guy, is it? That's another classic line you don't hear anymore. Guess it's not a good day to be a bad guy.
Okay, now that CGI fall on his feet, the hero jump. Ugh.
No. Jumps right out of the window. And there's Albrecht again.
More rooftop running. Except I don't think it's him this time.
You mean it's the stunt double?
Yeah.
Or the stunt double / actor?
Yeah, I think it's the one who had to take over for him at the end.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, look at that roof jump. Yeah. Helicopter going after him.
Because in the first running and moving scene, they showed his face a bunch.
Yeah, now he's covered in shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's covered in shadow the whole time.
Yeah.
You can't see this.
In the car there.
Yeah, that's definitely the stunt person.
Well, I mean, also, too, they could have just had the stunt person for this just to...
Yeah.
For insurance reasons.
Yep, to do the stunts.
Yeah, but that portion in the car, if he was alive, I think they would have had him reacting.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I think that might have been one of those bits that they had to do later on when he was gone.
Come on, move it, get in. Jeez. My advice, next time, duck. Oh gosh, I think it was a year later this movie came out, and one character says to everybody in a small crowd of people, it was in the middle of a subway station, he says, "Trust me, guys, duck." It gets on the ground before the train arrives, explodes. Talking about our good friends at Die Hard with a Vengeance with Samuel L. Jackson and Bruce Willis, by the way.
Another amazing.
Oh, that sucks for the interior. That's leather interior.
It is leather interior, but you know what else is? Something isn't leather interior, but it's a really good movie. is the action thriller Die Hard with a Vengeance. Freaking love that movie. It's got the lowest, not counting. I think A Good Day to Die Hard has a lower rating than this, but Die Hard with a Vengeance has a somewhat low Rotten Tomatoes rating. And I'm thinking, what's wrong with you people? Do you have any idea how great that movie is?
I guarantee you, after this movie, The Crow, leather sales skyrocketed. I think I don't know one person that did not have a pleather or leather black coat after this movie.
Oh, not only that, I remember on Halloween there were so many.
Mm-hmm.
Just seeing it so much as a kid. I didn't know then at the time until I thought it was like Sting. But like seeing it now, it's like, good Lord, there was a lot.
Mm-hmm. Laughing and smiling at all the Halloween kids walking around. Back at the gravesite. Shelley Webster. Shelley Webster. Oh, Sarah's looking after her. Shelley Webster's grave. Outside of that emotion, once again, this is the Crow's 30th anniversary celebration watch along here on And Quote Channel. I'm your host Ryan, joined by our good friends Tim and Aubrey. Don't forget to like and share this with everyone you know. If you want to watch the movie along with us on what is known as physical media or streaming service, please feel free to do so. Tim, where are we at in the movie?
We are at 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 58 seconds.
So feel free to queue up your copy to that point right now and enjoy the movie along with us. Share your favorite memories, fun facts, questions, all that kind of jazz in those questions, in those comments. And if you're watching this live or what is known as a replay, we thank you so much for being with us. Oh, that's their engagement ring, isn't it?
And a very touching moment showing that just because you're not blood family doesn't mean you can't treat each other with importance.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'll never take it off, she says. No. Intriguing themes in this movie that are explored, known as family and what makes a person family.
That's very true.
Mm-hmm.
Also, kids, always be safe when you're in a bad neighborhood. Don't get kidnapped.
Well, the whole freaking city is bad. You know, she should just after the events.
Yeah, it's kind of par for the course at this point. It's like, well, you're already in hell, kid.
Yeah, she's in the 7 rings of you know what. So I'm just thinking, if she weren't going to leave the city, she would have done it already. Uh-oh. Someone has kidnapped Sarah. That's not good. And then they're in a freaking church, no less.
But at the point, it's kind of like, this is like kidnapping John Wick's dog. That person's going to die.
Yeah. He was okay. He was ready to rest.
He did get shot like 50,000 times in the last scene.
Oh, no, I'm just talking about the guy that kidnapped Sarah.
Oh, well, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Her eyes are so innocent. Oh, my gosh. She wants to cut out her eyes? That's just gross. It's gross, lady.
Well, he is a sick bastard.
I love that they had enough shots, though, to continue the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it just goes to show you that sometimes, you know, even if you don't understand what the director's doing, just go with it. Because if they hadn't had that many shots, we wouldn't have as much of him in the movie. Granted, they had to do some repeats, you know.
Yeah.
And a lot of the running around
shots they had.
Huh?
I'm sure the big shots they had.
Yeah.
But they still had to film around different scenes and also do some reshoots here and there. Like with every film, there's going to be reshoots no matter what happens.
Yeah.
There's always going to be reshoots. I mean, everyone thought that no one really knew about reshoots until Rogue One came out.
We knew about them.
No. Well, a lot of people didn't. Like, I didn't know about reshoots until Rogue One had come, because I wasn't really, I mean, I knew the filmmaking but I didn't know enough at the time.
Yeah.
So when Rogue One came out and they were talking about all the behind the scenes drama that happened with the change in directors and the reshoots, and they're saying, hey, the final movie may be 3 completely different movies because it was shot different times.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, oh no, is Rogue One really in that much trouble? But then when Rogue One came out, it turned out to be one of the best Star Wars movies of all time. So the reshoots worked, people.
Yes, they did.
I don't know. I got mixed feelings with that. But...
Well, I mean, you know, you can I mean, I think from a certain point of view, you can tell it's 2 different movies, Rogue One. 2 different directors shot it. But at the same time, it's still a solid, well-made film.
I mean, it's a good movie, but for me, it's just too fanficky. Like for how many moments they threw in with especially towards the end with Darth Vader's just murder row scene, you could say.
In the hallway, yeah.
Yeah.
The hallway scene.
I mean, granted, you knew from that story no one freaking survived, period, but still.
No.
Sorry about that. My kid asked for a ride.
Oh, jeez. Is everything okay, though? I hope it is.
I kind of wish Ernie Hudson would just come in with the proton pack and fuck him up, but, you know.
Yeah.
That would have been a great tie-in. The Crow and
Ghostbusters.
Tie in this movie to 89's Ghostbusters 2. That would have been nice.
I had to go see my friends. I'm back to back you up.
Yeah.
We'll throw Slimer in there to help defend the Crow for a minute, and then you can take him.
No, I don't think we need comic relief for this movie. We don't need the Asian lady and Slimer fighting for the Crow.
Well, here's the thing. I'll tell you one thing. At the end of the first movie in Ghostbusters, the original, I'm talking about the original now, Ernie Hudson says, I love this town. You know, at the end of this one, he could have said, I hate this town. And then people would have gotten it. And it was like, oh, there's a little in joke to Ghostbusters and the Crow. Who'd have thunk? You're bleeding all over the place. What happened, man? I thought you were invincible. I was. I'm not anymore. Guess you really will need my help, won't you? Yeah. He's not immortal anymore, dude.
Where are we at right now?
Oh, yes, Tim. Where are we at in the movie?
Oh, hour 26 seconds. Or hour 26 minutes, sorry.
Hour 26 minutes. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Hour 26 seconds. Huh?
I was going to say an hour and 6 seconds. What is that?
Yes.
How can someone who's never handled a gun successfully shoot Ernie Hudson twice? I don't understand that. Suspension of disbelief, maybe?
Oh, I don't think we're there yet.
No, but I'm just saying.
We're there.
Yeah, we are. He got shot twice.
Yeah.
He's on the
I
ground.
don't think they're fatal shots. I don't think.
No, but like I just don't understand how someone who has no experience holding a firearm can successfully shoot a guy in the dark twice.
Oh my gosh.
Suspension of disbelief.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just watching her eyes get.
What?
So if you don't like gore, there is a little bit of gore in this movie, just a little bit.
She gets the crazy eyes. Pity there's not more time for us. Oh, the Crow's going to town on her face. Look at that. Oh. The Crow. Oh. Oh. Oh my goodness. The Crow just. Ooh, she falls down. We know she did.
Oh, yeah. Oh. It looks like it looks worse than it is with that head thing she has on. Because like when you get the back shot scenes, it kind of looks like it's like a busted open body.
Yeah, but she fell like a good 6 stories from there, bro.
Oh yeah, she's dead. She's dead.
Yeah, she's dead. She's not coming back.
Kind of.
Yeah, we know she's dead, but still, she fell like 6.
Now the rooftop fight scene feels very Beauty and the Beast.
Well, there are some
or Disney. I should say it. It feels very Disney. We got Mulan doing a rooftop scene.
Mm-hmm.
How many rooftop fight scenes? Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Thank you.
Too many. I'm gonna turn that part of my brain off now.
Which Yeah, there's a bunch of rooftop scenes in Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh yeah, being it is the
It is in the actual Cathedral of Notre
of
Dame.
Notre Dame, yes.
And there's a lot of rooftop scenes. In less than 2 years, that movie's going to be the big 3-0, and I cannot wait to celebrate the 30th anniversary of The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
I have not watched that since I was
Let's
a
see him
kid.
survive a sword through the belly.
Yeah, but Hunchback of Notre Dame is one of Disney's most underrated films. Whoa! Oh, there goes the ring.
And
There goes
there's
the
that
ring.
southern twang coming out again all of a sudden, even though it came and went.
Sarah, look out! Ah! Oh, he sticks it right through his
Nothing in
gut.
this town happens without my say so.
Sticks it right through his gut. You know, my daddy used to say, every man's got a devil, and you can't rest till you find him. That back there with you and your girlfriend, I cleared that building. Hell, nothing in this town happens with my say so. So I'm sorry if I spoiled your wedding plans, friend. But if it's any consolation to you, you have put a smile on my face. You got a lot of spirit, son. I have
And
some.
an appropriate ending.
Yeah, he says, I have something to give you. I don't want it anymore. Whew! Puts his hand right on his face. 30 hours of pain. All at once. All for you. Oof. That wasn't a smooth landing now, was it?
I'm at an hour and 31.
Mm-hmm. I believe we're at an hour 31 at this point. If not more, isn't it, Tim?
Hour 30, 39.
Gotcha. Go help him. Yep. Albrecht, are you alive? He's got a bit of a smile on his face. God, I need a cigarette.
Oh, mine froze.
Hmm?
Oh, I froze.
Yeah. No, you're still with us.
No, her YouTube.
Oh, YouTube. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yep, watching it on YouTube over here. Little goodbye kiss. That's where I'm at.
See, this is
Okay.
Ernie Hudson should have been like, I need a cigarette at the end of Ghostbusters. Because that would have fit for Ernie's character of Winston.
Mm-hmm. Stay with him until help comes. He'll be okay, right? Eric? Oh, Eric just disappeared again. He does that a lot. Guess the final piece of the puzzle finally fell into place, didn't it?
Yeah.
Now he's back at Shelley's grave.
Buildings burn, people die, but real love lasts forever.
I think we're about a minute or two behind you there, Aubrey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're a little ahead of the curve.
Well, I did freeze on her, so.
Okay. Well, we'll get there in a moment or two. What's going on here? At least it stopped raining, huh? Can't rain all the time. I believe it. Your vigilante is up on the roof. You missed it. I'm just glad they didn't kill off Albrecht in the end. Because that would have been sad. You know? Would have been sad.
I wish he would have got up and just punched that detective right in the face. Just
I know, honestly, there were so many
for
times.
one of those early 90 movies.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there were so many times he wanted to beat the living heck out of him, but he didn't. Oh, Shelley's spirit just. Oh, look at this.
The saying goodbye scene.
Mm-hmm. Saying, "Hey, I found you. We're back together again." She's wearing the white dress, so clearly it's the look of an angel.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and
Like
now
Uncrypted Crunch, we talked about the white lady being seen as a ghost.
oh, Cryptid Crunch. Do you like Captain Crunch though?
Love it.
Favorite flavor of Captain Crunch?
Ooh, berries.
Okay.
All
okay.
berries.
Really?
Mm.
Really? Okay. Fair enough.
Just berries, not
I was gonna. Wasn't there a flavor called peanut butter Captain Crunch?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, they had regular peanut butter, all berries.
Billions burn, people die, but true love lasts forever. Oh, for Brandon and Eliza. Dedication, I would say, is what they do here. Alex Proyas directed this movie.
Is a
Well, we walk the narrow path. Well, and based on the comic strip series and comic strip by James O'Barr, which I've had the pleasure of meeting at a Comic-Con a few years ago. Talked about the Crow. He signed my Crow Blu-ray, and hey, I still got it. I'm never getting rid of that thing. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the conclusion in the end credits sequence, I should say, the end credits rather, of The Crow. So, Tim, over to you. First time seeing this bad boy, so I got to ask you the two questions here. What are your thoughts on this movie overall, and on a scale of 1 to 10, what are you going to give Brandon Lee's The Crow?
I mean, overall thoughts. It was. You could tell it was a '90s movie. You could definitely tell that. Disconnected the headset too early, folks. But you can tell it's a '90s movie, and I mean, story of it all is very good, very centered revenge plot. You know, guy loses everything and it comes back from it. I kind of wish we delved more into that because I kind of like that. But I mean, it's still good for what it was of coming back, getting your revenge, and then, you know, finally finding peace at the end of it, I guess you could say. I mean, overall, very good. I like the look of it, the cinematography with the dystopian city, as you could say. You know, just like not like a steampunk fantasy, but like I guess what Aubrey said earlier with the bands that were playing, like maybe a Euro trash look to it.
very gritty, right?
Yeah, and very good effects with the music in certain scenes when you needed it. With the fight scenes, the fight choreography was very good. I think maybe the last one kind of carried on maybe a few minutes too long, but for all the fight scenes we got throughout the movie, that one was kind of your biggest. You're going to go your hardest on, so you're going to have that drag on as long and carry for everything for it. That's where you mostly get your dead bodies, because maybe there's a few deaths throughout the earlier parts of it, but they don't really show too much of it. But this one, you see it, and it is what it is. It's a choreography fight murder scene. You're going to have that. But overall, very good. I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10.
Right on, man. Right on. Thank you for sharing that with us. Glad you enjoyed your first time watching The Crow.
First time.
Yeah, first time for him. He's never seen it until tonight. So congratulations, Tim. Welcome to the club, man. Took you X amount of years, but you finally got there. But hey, who am I to talk? It took me ages and decades to see certain classic movies. So
still haven't seen Game of Thrones, so I don't want to hear it.
Exactly. I haven't seen all 9,000 seasons of Game of Thrones where everybody dies in the end. So
9,000. Come on, not everybody dies. Not everybody dies.
Well, the theme of the show is everyone dies.
Three-Eyed Raven is still there.
True, but the theme of the show is.
Want him.
But the theme of the show is most people die in the end at the end of every episode or the end of the series itself. And the other thing I've learned is, and this happens with a lot of TV series, not just Game of Thrones specifically, but people have said, don't get attached to any of the characters on Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah, that's very true.
Because they're not going to be there for very long. So let's.
Well, it depends on the character. It's a crapshoot.
Yeah. And I think the
sure.
attachment of the characters is what draws you in, and especially for this, you get the attachment of Eric with his
and Shelley.
with both. Well, more with Eric because he's the one coming
Oh
back.
yeah, but Shelley Webster still plays a big part of it.
Yeah, but you get attached to him and want to see him go through his revenge with this movie.
Well, while Shelley has importance, I feel like she
does. Yeah, for sure. I'll grant you that. I think
the Matrix struck again.
This is the thing about technology. She keeps freezing on us. You were saying, Aubrey, try again.
I feel like what we really get from Shelley is the effect that she had on other people throughout the movie. Like, and we really only towards the very end really have the complete impact and full, complete story of how that felt to everyone around her. But for the most part, it is. I agree, Tim. It's about Eric's pain and not just getting like justice for his spirit, but in some way getting justice for the city at the same time,
and coming to peace too with everything of like he can finally rest in a sense.
Yeah,
that's fair. So Aubrey, the questions are thrown over to you. Final thoughts on Brandon Lee's The Crow, and on a scale of 1 to 10, what are you giving this one?
To me, it's a 10 out of 10 always for this movie. I love that the rough action. I love the mix of the grittiness and the family aspect and the dark humor and the gore and and there's so many action background characters that got jobs from this movie. I love that. I love the unsung heroes just all getting one huge movie where everybody gets a part because there's so many action scenes. Anybody who's working with fire, it's explosions. Okay, the fire guys don't get every movie out there, so there's a lot of aspects to this that as a punk grunge goth kid when I was growing up and in my teen angsty years, I have to say, if anybody's ever gone through that, there's a little bit of the Crow in every one of us. I feel like, at least I do. So 100% I'd suggest people, and if you don't realize this album, like you're saying, Ryan, if you don't realize how good this album is, the music, you've heard these songs on the radio on repeat. You'll be like, yeah, okay. If you've never heard it all the way through, check it out. I definitely love it.
That's definitely a fair point. And thank you both for sharing your thoughts with us. So for me, The Crow is a solid, well-made film, and everyone plays their roles to the best of their ability. It's just unfortunate about the things that happened to Brandon Lee while they were filming this movie, but his legacy is always going to be remembered. His legacy is cemented. He is immortalized in The Crow. So it's a great film. It's a well-made film. It's an atmospheric, really good, gritty film. Director Alex Proyas and his crew, the producers, the writers, the set designers, production designers, the costume people did a wonderful job. Congrats. Leather sales went up 800%, I'm guessing, after this movie came out. And obviously it affected the pro wrestling business with regards to Sting and Steve Borden and what he was doing with his character on national television during the Monday Night Wars between WCW and the WWE. So The Crow has had a huge influence on pop culture, whether it's in the movie making industry or it's in the pro sports industry. So it's still being felt to this day. And once again, our heart and thoughts and our prayers go out to Brandon Lee's family and his loved ones for sure. But yeah, overall, I really like this movie. I can go back and watch it if I'm in the mood for a revenge film and gritty and dark. We're simpatico here, so I dig it. I like the songs, the music, the whole nine. So yeah, I'm going to give it a solid 8 out of 10 on this one. I really like it. It's rewatchable. You can go back, watch it at any point in time. And I really wish we could have gotten more. A lot of us wish we could have gotten more from Brandon Lee as a performer and as an actor, as a action guy, as a stunt guy. He did so many things, a number of different things before his unfortunate passing. But Brandon, Eliza, your family, we wish you nothing but the best, and we're sending you virtual hugs at this point. that is my thoughts on Brandon Lee's The Crow. So if you haven't seen it, you don't know what it is, you never read the comic book, go to your local comic book shop, check out some of the books, check out some of the comics. Support your local comic book shops, by the way. And definitely watch this movie. Give it a chance. Give it a whirl if you're into dark and gritty and, all that stuff. So those are our thoughts, and we hope you have enjoyed this special episode of Movie Watch Along. That is going to do it for this one. However, fear not. Movie Watch Along is in this for the long haul, because the next episode we're doing is next weekend on Saturday, April the 13th. We're going to be speaking of comic book movies, we're going to be celebrating what is arguably the best solo film in the history of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Captain America the Winter Soldier turns 10 next weekend. So get ready, because we're going to suit up. We're going to get into some fisticuffs. And we're going to find out who this mysterious person is next week with regards to Captain America the Winter Soldier. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. Tim, if someone wants to know more about you and get some of your interesting takes on this movie, a few other movies, and maybe something in the revenge genre, or just other stuff, in the pop culture landscape, where can they find you?
They can always find me here on, and I quote, with these watch-alongs with you, Ryan, with different discussions of fandom discussions, of the meaning of fandom, depending on the fandom. I also am in with movie trivia stuff, so you can find out the channel I started with Multiplex Entertainment. They do all kinds of movie trivia, fandom trivia, movie debates, all that fun stuff, and helping out writing with Malcolm over in Full Metal Media with their movie trivia. So that's where you can find me.
Fantastic. Thank you for being here, Tim. Appreciate you and all the stuff you're doing. I wish you the best. We wish you the best of luck over there. We look forward to having you on Movie Watch Along or something else here on the channel again. So thanks for being with us. Aubrey, our dear friend Aubrey, I got to ask a question here. If someone wants to know more about you and all those wonderful prizes that you won when digging out of the back of the bottom of a cereal box when you were a kid, because we're still young at heart here. But if they want to know more about you and some of your tastes in movies, where can they follow you on social media?
You can find me on Miss Kindred Ivy on Instagram, Dawning Even K on Facebook. And next Saturday, I will be in Pulaski, Tennessee, dressed up as Cyndi Lauper, doing some karaoke for a good cause.
Wow. So I guess it's true. Girls just want to have fun. Yeah. Well, that's just smashing. It's groovy, baby. Yeah. I hope you enjoy yourself at those festivities. Aubrey, thank you so much for being with us and sharing your thoughts.
Ryan.
Definitely. And sharing your thoughts and feelings about Brandon Lee's The Crow. My name is Ryan of And I Quote Channel. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram personally at RyanRPM5. You can follow us across all forms of social media at And I Quote Channel. Thank you once again to helping us reach over 1,000 subscribers. We cannot have done this without you and your support. We appreciate every single one of you. And congratulations to everybody who participated in our live stream celebration the other night. We had a lot of giveaways. We have sent those giveaways out to everybody except one. I'm going to send out that special item to that person next week, so stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, ring that bell to be notified when our new videos go up or they go live. We got so many things in store for you. We got more episodes of And I Quote, Movie Watch Along, The Meaning of Fandom, and a whole bunch more. And we're also in the process of starting up a new podcast centering around something known as college basketball. That's going to be a lot of fun. So that's still in development, so stay tuned. More details will be announced when they become available. But remember, life is better when watching movies with friends. Take a look.
People once believed that when someone dies, a crow carries their soul to the land of the dead. But sometimes, just sometimes, the crow could bring that soul back to put the wrong things right.
You're all going to die.
Is that gasoline I smell?
Victims, aren't we all?